From Western New York, this is Self-Advocacy in Action. Today's guests are, from the Aktion Club, John Blando and Stephanie Speaker. And now, here are your hosts, the tag team that never loses, BJ Stasio and Eric Christian.
John, and thank you, Stephanie, for being a part of our show today. John, would you mind telling us a little bit about the Aktion Club?
Aktion Club is started by Kiwanis. It's a community service organization for adults with developmental or physical disabilities that want to be part of their community, want to be active, and want to give back a little bit for everything that's been done for them, and an opportunity to help others that need it.
Stephanie.
Yes.
What do you think about being part of the Aktion Club?
Aktion Club is fun.
What's fun about it?
We do a lot of things.
Eric, what do you think Stephanie likes to do in the Aktion Club?
Now, when I hear the word action, I first think about like movies or like getting right into action. Can you like describe more on what you guys do?
We have a lot of community services, like we had a haunted house. We do community days. We do a car wash. What else do we do? We're collecting money like for kids that don't have beds, and we're collecting money for that, trying to get them beds that sleep on. Right now they're sleeping on ground in other countries. We do a lot of stuff like that.
John, you're from the West Seneca Action Club.
Yes.
How did you get involved in it?
I got involved. I'd learned about the Aktion Club in the early '90s. It came through as just a letter notice that was something that was interesting. It was discussed at one of our board meetings, and I decided it was something I wanted to be part of. So I pursued it with the club's blessings, started doing the groundwork, laid the groundwork, meeting people, and laying out and figuring out how to develop the club with through Kiwanis. And then from there, we had our initial meetings with potential members and signed on 12 people to start. You know, that was about 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, and we continue to grow every year and get a bigger family and more friends and more fun every time we do.
So you're a Kiwanis member?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been a Kiwanis member?
I've been a Kiwanis member a little over 10 years.
Now, what does Kiwanis and the Aktion Club have to do with each other?
Aktion Club is was started as what's called a sponsored club. And there's different levels, and we offered, Kiwanis has different sponsored clubs from everything from kids in grammar school all the way through college aged. And then the Aktion Club is pretty much for adults living with disabilities. And they also have senior clubs for older people that can't be as active, but they still want to be involved in their community and things of that nature. And anything that's supported, they call a sponsored club.
So, when you have your meetings, where do you meet? Can you meet anywhere? Or do you have a specific place where you meet?
We meet at the Deerhead Inn on the first Tuesday at 6:30 to 8:30.
And how many people are in your group, Stephanie?
I think about 35, maybe more.
And if I know anything about you, you're good at bringing people together.
Yes.
How did you find out about the Aktion Club?
Vicky Smith.
Oh. So you guys do community activities. Do you join with any other groups to do those community activities?
We join with our Kiwanis Club. I've had interest expressed from the high school kids as well as the middle school children who also want to participate and do some co-sponsored activities. So we're working toward finding something that we can all deal with to do together.
Have you heard from people what the effect of this branch of the Aktion Club has had on the local community in West Seneca?
Not so much directly, but obviously we take great pride in the fact that we're out here, we're doing, and we're very public about what we do, and we make sure everybody knows that we're out working hard, you know, and our club really strives to do their best for our community and represent ourselves well and represent just a diverse population, obviously.
Now, you stated that you were interested in the Action Club.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, why the Action Club?
Now that's a good one because I really don't know exactly why. It's just something that came across and it's like just a spark went off. You know, a light turned on in my head and I said, this is something I want to try. I don't have anybody directly in my family, immediate family, that has a disability, so I wasn't brought up around somebody that had a disability. It just seemed like something needed. It struck me, it sparked me, it inspired me to be, to take on this role and do this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's had a great effect on your life.
Most definitely. I've made awesome friends. It obviously enlightened me to the world of people with disabilities that really didn't have a lot of exposure, but it also taught me to be more accepting and open and willing to work with different people in different circumstances. And again, it also challenges me. Like I said, I like to challenge my club. I like to bring out their best. I like to make them feel better about themselves. And they always rise to the challenges we bring to them. And every time, I have never been disappointed by the effort they put forward because they give us 120%. You know, no matter what I ask, and everybody's willing to help and do. And it's been a wonderful experience. Yeah, absolutely.
How long does it take to organize an average event that you might have with your Action Club?
It depends on if it's a new event. If it's a new event, it could take a couple of months to try to get things organized. If it's a current event that we continue to do year in, year out, some things we continue, so maybe we can do that within one meeting to the next meeting. Be ready to go within a couple of weeks. Have everybody.
So do you have longer meetings other than, does it sometimes get, like this person has this interest, let's sit down and talk about it? Do you talk to them after, or does the group communicate together what they want to do? I'm sure they tell you what they'd like to do.
We do encourage that. I do like input, so we make sure we're serving and helping and finding fun things to do for everybody. We discuss it at our executive session, which is our board meeting, and see if it's something we want to bring to the whole club. Then we'll bring it to the whole club and kind of get some input from them as well, because we want to make sure that we're going to have people want to participate, and it's something that we can do.
How many people are on your executive committee?
Our executive committee is currently about 13 people.
The members, what would one person have to do in order to join the Action Club? Are there any forms or any steps they need to take?
Well, first thing we encourage them is, with ourselves, is come to a meeting, have dinner with us, sit, talk, ask questions. There's plenty of people that are happy to answer the questions, people like Stephanie, the other people at the tables, and kind of get a feel for it, first of all. And you're not limited by how many times you can come until you feel comfortable, and if you think this is something you want to participate in, because like I said, I do expect you to work. And I think that's that way with most action clubs in the state. It's not all just come in and sit down, have dinner, and party. We do some community service. So fundraising, so we can support our charitable organizations. So if that's something you feel like you can do, you're welcome to join.
Sounds like fun.
So how much staff support do you rely on? Say a person comes from a group home. Do you ask them to kind of become a member also without actually joining, or do you encourage them to be a part of the club?